Project Malice is a nightmarish Doom monster randomizer that really ups the difficulty. Call of Doom Black Warfare is the first step Doom modder Arrowwood took towards tactical weapon perfection. Is it still fun, though it's mostly been supplanted by Call of Doom Tarkov? Let's talk about it. First, though I don't feel qualified to give full reviews on maps, I have to comment on the Bloodstain Megawad that I tested this combination out with. Bloodstain was fantastic. When it started out, I thought, this is nice. Has a bit of classic feel to the flow and gameplay, but at some point a switch flipped and the pressure went through the roof. I found myself exhaling loudly after completing levels, not realizing that I'd basically been holding my breath and my entire body tense. With many of these later levels, there are no corners to put your back into, no place to stop and gather yourself. It's run and gun or die. And you think you're going to find a place to catch your breath, and then you just don't. Likewise, the architecture looks good at the beginning, but as you start descending further into the depths of hell, it became the sort of thing you want to show people who don't get why you're still playing a game from 1994. The red flaming hells and the pitch black pits with towering architecture are some of the best I've ever played in. Truly stunning. Oh, and while the levels unfurl organically in a non-linear way, giving that exploration feel, I almost never got lost, and I get lost all the time. Another 30-level pack that didn't overstay its welcome. I highly recommend Bloodstain. But those flying barons can kick rocks. So Project Malice is my favorite monster mod. It really is my go-to. It's a monster randomizer based on the 7 deadly sins, with each sin having a variant on each monster type. It's darker than most monster randomizers, more horrific. It looks really good, with many of the monsters being truly intimidating, especially the black glitching enemies. I get paranoid when I think I might have heard a digital chirp. It sends my heart rate through the roof as I try to figure out if I really heard it. I pause and listen hard, trying to tell which direction the nightmarish creature will run screeching from out of a solid wall. The zombie mans, shotgunners, and imps are all tougher. They shoot faster, and now many of the imps are very mobile. I'm always happy to be playing with a weapons mod with grenades and a high rate of fire when encountering these enemies that are usually cannon fodder. The Cacodemons, though, got the best upgrade in my opinion. A wide variety of different appearances, some nightmarish, some oddly cute. Their projectiles are way more dangerous than the basic Cacodemon. And the lava variant has a way of somehow getting very close to you so that when you pop it, you get splattered in lava and surrounded by burning floor. When you see these creepy things drift weightlessly over a wall, it makes you jump, and for good reason. I found that most monster randomizers end up feeling incohesive. I'm not saying that Doom is peak immersion, but most monster randomizers have a couple of additions that just pull you out of it. That is not the case with Project Malice. I have played dozens of megawads with it because it has such good variety that it stands up to repeated plays. And yet that variety doesn't sacrifice cohesion. The 7 deadly sins theme helps with this, but really it's just about the care that's been taken. No part of it feels slapped on or thrown together. The other thing I really like about it is that it increases the difficulty a significant amount. Not as high as Doom Eternal 2016 Monsters for Doom or early Ashes Reborn monsters with the massive amount of hit scan going on, but still a very significant boost that allows you to bring weapon packs that pack more of a punch. Which brings us to Call of Doom Black Warfare. Arrowwood said that he began his Call of Doom project to extend the life of Doom for himself as a player. Call of Doom Black Warfare was the first iteration of that. While Call of Doom Tarkov certainly improved upon the formula, showing how many lessons were learned and then turned into subtle tweaks to near perfection, the developer himself said it's a pretty crude and underdeveloped mod, so there's really no need for you to play it again. But Call of Doom Black Warfare is still worth playing, with a potential caveat that we'll come back to. One very cool thing is that this has a Brutal Doom and Vanilla Doom version, and the Vanilla Doom version has much smaller sprites for those with an issue running big mods. Personally, I always play the vanilla version. I don't know why, and I haven't seen anyone else report it, but the Brutal Doom version won't save my key bindings between gameplay sessions. I even went into the files and tried to strong arm it into doing what I wanted, and just ended up messing up stuff in the process, so I stick with the Vanilla Doom version. Another cool thing about Black Warfare is that there is much more variety between the weapons than in Tarkov. Tarkov has a very consistent tone because the developer said he wanted to stick to the Tarkov weapons. While Black Warfare has no energy weapons, no truly futuristic weapons, it has many more modern, high-tech, but real guns. Some of them have the feel of being prototypes. And it has an add-on that adds 38 new weapons, including nunchucks. This is the thing that Black Warfare brings to the table that makes me still use it occasionally. There are 3 types of grenade ammo. There are miniguns that use explosive Raufoss ammo. There are dual-wieldable, fully auto shotguns and foldable submachine guns. It has a lot of fun weaponry that goes beyond the fully practical. It also makes much greater use of attachments and mode switching. Very few of the weapons in Tarkov have alternate fire modes, mostly just the assault rifles with underbarrel grenade launchers. In Black Warfare, many of the weapons have both silencers and extended barrels. Though I will say that I actually like that in Tarkov, for the few instances where the silencers really matter, like level starts where the enemies are all faced away, you have to have considered carrying a silenced weapon rather than always having one on you. The weapons in Black Warfare have the same high rate of fire and hard-hitting nature as Tarkov, some very impressive DPS. It balances that with the need to reload and the need to do weapons management, adding a layer over top of Doom's ammo management. You can carry limited weapons, so you will not be able to use all the ammo types you're collecting immediately, meaning you'll need to drop weapons and pick up new ones. For me, this is one of the most fun additions that these mods bring, basically its own minigame. This one doesn't play as perfectly as Call of Duty Tarkov, though. I'd say this area is where Tarkov brought the biggest upgrade. In Black Warfare, the amount of ammo you can carry per type is even more limited than in Tarkov, meaning you need to find weapons using alternate types of ammo more frequently. And yet, you can't. Too many times I went through long stretches of finding nothing but 5.56 rifles and shotguns, specifically the 870 pump action. I'd have a completely full stockpile of other ammo types, but was having to play super conservatively because I couldn't use any of it. It seems like in Black Warfare that the ammo types are explicitly linked to weapon slots, and that while you keep finding ammo for each slot, you don't keep finding weapons for them. Most are just not as prevalent. Tarkov strays away from the slot, at least on the player-facing end, going strictly with ammo type, and does a really good job of giving you the ability to pick up different weapons to use them just in time. To me, Tarkov feels perfectly balanced in this regard, and in almost every other. But let's say you want to choose a difficulty that's usually a bit out of reach, one that would have you fearing you'd need to use a cheat code to make it through. Well, Call of Duty Black Warfare has something which I would call a built-in cheat code. Satellite phone summon teammates. You find single-use sat phones that you can use to call in resources, or 3 teammates. They will stay with you throughout the level. If they die, which means things went really sideways because they're super tough, you can revive them with the action key. And you find these phones on a pretty regular basis and can carry a few of them at a time. I used them twice in Bloodstain, where I got stuck playing because the combination of Project Malice monsters and ultraviolence was just too much for me at certain moments. The situations were such that I almost couldn't see what was going on before I was dead. So I called in reinforcements. Each time, they got me out of the jam. They then also make the rest of the level a cakewalk unless you command them to stand guard. These guys are too powerful to use as a regular weapon, but if you consider them as a sort of last resort, they can be a nice way to get unstuck without going invincible. Let's back up. Remember when I said that for the moment, Black Warfare has something that Tarkov doesn't that makes it worth revisiting? That assortment of more high-tech, really different feeling weapons? Well, Arrowwood has made an announcement. Sometime in 2025, Arrowwood is releasing Call of Doom Tarkov Vendetta. Tarkov version 1 has 100 weapons, and he stuck closely to the weapons found in Tarkov. He says that in Vendetta, he's going to add new weapons until his Doom editor breaks, and to follow the project only if you really want to face 150 weapons. I am so ready. He's going to bring us some of the weirder prototype-style weapons. Once Vendetta drops, I do think that Black Warfare will have been well and truly replaced. But for now, let's talk about how Call of Doom Black Warfare stacks up against the horrifying monstrosities found in Project Malice. These mods are a very good match. Project Malice is going to significantly increase the difficulty of whatever setting you normally play on. If you're pretty comfortable with ultraviolence with normal Doom weapons and monsters, Project Malice ultraviolence is going to mop the floor with you if you bring that same arsenal. Sorry. These monsters are more aggressive and harder hitting. Call of Doom Black Warfare evens the odds. And while Tarkov gives you very few explosive projectiles, Black Warfare is more free with them. So even that caveat gets mostly removed, leaving only the danger of being caught reloading remaining. And with the Sat Phone Get Out of Jail Free card, you really are ready to face down these manifestations of the 7 deadly sins. Project Malice has a really horrific bent to it, so when one of these creatures pops around the corner and surprises you, jolting your mouse hand, it's nice to be able to fully unload a heavy-hitting automatic weapon into it. That's it from me. I hope you enjoyed this duel review. Check the description for links, and if you're interested in the gameplay footage, it was all streamed live here on YouTube, so check that out too.